good time. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the sand. You ready? Doesn't matter, it is Christmas in my heart. Here we go. All right. Now this Christmas, we're gonna dance. We're gonna dance. Come on. We're gonna dance, have a good time, dance, all night long. We're gonna dance, and have a good time. I think Santa's gonna come and join us in this song. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the sand. You ready? Doesn't matter, it is Christmas in my heart.
I just nearly had a mouthful of mince pie. Hello, everyone. Yes, it's Wednesday, 8 p.m. here in the UK. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. I'm Stuart. As you know, the owner of the Woolpatch, a lovely little yarn shop in Long Melford, Suffolk, UK. You are watching the Woolpatch Show, which we do live every month and in the chat. Hello, everyone in the chat. You've got our producer Fizz looking after you there, seeing some familiar names and some new names too. Hello. If you're watching from your chair or your what is it, settee from your living room, but not in the chat, welcome along too. There are so many ways of watching. You might also be watching on replay. Well, if you are, thank you for taking the time to tune in. Yes, it's December's Woolpatch show. Christmassy feeling. How are you all? I've said in the chat, let us know if you've got the Christmas twinkle. Are you feeling it? I know Rob certainly is. He said, yeah, I'm in the twinkle. Good on you. It's not long to go. Are you Christmas lovers? Do you celebrate it? I know many people don't, and they just have their holiday season and they celebrate other things as well. But yes, here we are getting into the spirit of Christmas. You like my tree? If you tuned into Tubedudes a couple of weeks ago, you've already seen it anyway. It's lovely to have your company. Lots packed in, some stuff that you might have seen before if you watched us on Tubedudes. A couple of little repeats, but as always, lots of new things. Let's have a look what's coming up. We've got a big shop update for you, my Christmas window, and this fabulous new telephone table that I've got that I can't wait to show you about. The Hum Beanie, I felt when I did the Tubedudes a couple of weeks ago, it was a bit rushed because I just had the chat with the crooked men or the crooked doobs. So I think I was a bit of a fluster. So we'll have a look at that again. And then, as always, the gallery, 8:30, as well as, don't forget, our guest here at 8:15. But everything is in its slot. 8:40, we've got another competition. You might have seen the link in the chat. If you're live in the chat, right at the top, I've pinned it. There's a link for you later on when I tell you what the competition is. Some of you, I think, are going to love it. And then we've got to pick the competition winners from our Tubedude show that we set. Every Tubedude had a giveaway of some sort and like a word scramble, an anagram. And I think ours was probably one of the hardest. Fizz, we were so busy, weren't we? We didn't get a chance to give any clues. And I know some people in the chat said, oh, what? No clues? I can't work it out. I'm very frustrated. So apologies there. The show was so quick in that 45 minutes. There were no hints. But we do have, when I look at my sheet, We had 14 correct responses. So we will be picking one winner from those 14 later. And and then we'll just have a bit of a chat because I want to show you my Christmas cast on. I've cast on already. Have I broken the rules? I think you're supposed to do it on Christmas Eve. Am I right? But also, because it's Christmas, me and Fizz wanted to try just a little new feature. They kind of do it like they do on radio, where you like text in, but you can't text in. You've got the chat there. So we want to hear your Christmas claims to fame. Have you got any? You know, like when you gather around the family and you tell these stories of something that's happened. Oh, yes, I met Matt Damon in the airport when I was flying to Seattle. So drop them in the chat if you have any Christmas claims to fame. And as the show goes, we can talk through them. And I can do a clever search for claims at the top. So if you do write it, try and put claims somewhere in your comment and we can find them. And it will just be a giggle to talk through them if you're in the chat. So do that. And actually, I think we might be here till about 9:15, 9:30-ish. So we'll go through as the show till 9 o'clock, maybe a bit over. You know how it goes. We try to keep on schedule. Got it all here as printed out, wonderfully produced by producer Fizz. But then I thought we might just have a little slow chill bit after 9. And that's when perhaps I'll show you my cast on and we can talk knitting and crochet and just kind of slow down the pace a bit. But that's the show for you, right? Let's just have a quick look in the chat. So many familiar faces. Hello. Oh, Jinky, we were talking about mince pies. You don't? I know, it's my brother doesn't like them either. I think it's the fruit, isn't it? Tony. Hey, Long Island. Wisconsin. Hello, Jan. No. Can I believe that? Really? Amazing. Oh, hey, Paul. Good to see you. And Mary, are you both watching? Brilliant. Oh, so you can comment as well. Wonderful, Paul. He does all the bookbinding in the shop that you've seen, our wonderful Lavender and Blue books. We were talking about Twinkle. Tony, knitting in the Twinkle Zone. Lovely. Oh, this is making me really, really Christmassy. And we've got a claim to fame already. Look at that. James says, on my holiday early this year, I travelled to the UK and visited the Woolpatch. Get off. What are we doing? Fizz, you're supposed to... We should sort of pre-check these. Now I'm blushing. Oh, hey, Brendan. Happy Christmas to you. Mince tarts are fabby. Yes, I love them. And these ones are homemade too. So loving it. So let's talk about the shop. Just a little bit, because I do find sometimes when we do the show, I perhaps sort of forget to talk about the shop. Considering that's the main point of the channel, it's to bring the shop to you, to show what's going on, what the new products, what the new projects that we're doing. And that's why we do it on YouTube. It's just another form, a form which perhaps I enjoy more than writing blogs. Writing was never my thing. Really, I always just find it a bit boring. Oh, say again, Fizz? Oh, right. Oh, let's try that. I've just got to press a button. Oh, yeah, it's hidden, Fizz. There we go. Right, try that. That should appear now. Another button to press. Thanks, Fizz. So I thought, right, well, let's talk to you about the shop and do it, YouTube-wise rather than writing a blog. And it's lovely because blogs are nice to read, but there is something quite special about YouTube, isn't there? Being able to connect with you live in the chat, or if you can't watch live, watching on replay. And I've always been honest about it from the start. the ads that we see, that you see, if you understand YouTube, goes back into the channel and helps to pay some of the bills. Because you know what bricks and mortar shops are like, and the bills you have to pay. And so for the last couple of months, would you believe the ad revenue has not only paid the telephone bill, but has gone towards paying some of the heating bill. So I am truly thankful for you tuning in and watching those ads. And we try and place them in the right places. First of all, we never have them on live because that's not what I want. So you will be able to watch maybe an ad at the beginning when you log on, but when we do it live, there aren't ads in there. I've turned that feature off because there is nothing more annoying than watching a live than having 2 or 3 ads in. So that's, I suppose, another benefit of YouTube and how that supports the shop. So how is the shop going? Well, it's Christmas, isn't it? And each year I do a Christmas window and I love doing them. And some of our early windows have been quite magnificent. I've had Nikki helping and we had Peggy, the model, dressed up as a Christmas tree. We've had all sorts of Christmas windows. And the footfall I get and the customers who walk by often say, "Oh, Stuart, I love your windows." Well, I've done a window this year, all white and snowy with plenty of drawing on the window. Now, a little challenge for you all if you know your music, not the music that's playing over the top because that's copyright-free music, but the writing on the window. See if you can guess the song from the lyrics of what I've written on the window. No prize, just for fun. But let's take a look at this year's Christmas window for the Woolpatch. Now, you've got to have some twinkle now. Tell me you don't have any twinkle. You must all be feeling that glow. There you go, the Christmas window, and pop it in the comments if you recognise the Christmas song. Yes, from those lyrics there. It's a song I really love. And it just, when you read those lyrics there, it just sort of makes your heart glow, doesn't it? This idea of those Christmas lights keep shining on. But there's something quite magical about that pure whiteness and the snowflakes. Now, I have to confess, I didn't make the snowflakes. I did try, and I had a couple of evenings making lots of mess on the floor, you know, folding the paper up and then getting your scissors out and cutting. And then when I was putting the string through and hanging it, and then excuse me, one of the ladies at the shop just said, "Oh, you could just buy them from Amazon for like £4 for 30." Like, wow. And I did, and aren't they amazing? Because they're all in different sizes and all different shades. So it was beautiful to do. And it's lovely at night time. The window there, when I was filming, we'd had a morning class and an afternoon social class. We were starting to get steamed up inside. So it wasn't as clear, but it did give this sort of dreamy look, and it's lovely, and the whole village looks wonderful. Long Melford, you've got this long road where we are in Suffolk, in Long Melford, with shops all in a line, and they've all got Christmas trees outside, and they've all got their own window displays. But there is something quite magical about white lights too, isn't there? Let's have a quick look in the chat to see if anyone has guessed the song. Well, there we are. Are the words for White Christmas? No. Good guess, though, considering I was talking about white lights and everything. White Christmas or Let It Snow. Now, Tony, I nearly did Let It Snow. I was just going to have Let It Snow, Let It Snow, Let It Snow at the bottom. And then I remembered this song. Wendy, beautiful window. Thank you for having a clue about the song. Okay, so the song is a modern song. It's Coldplay and Christmas Lights. So if you haven't listened to it, perhaps go and have a search, because I obviously would have used it, but we're not allowed, are we, because of copyright and everything. So go and have a listen to it. As Coldplay do, it can sometimes be a bit, not sad. What would you say? It makes you think, and that melancholy. Yes, good word, Fizz. Good word. Dinky says, I love looking at other window Christmas displays, but we don't have one at all. No, doesn't matter. But it is nice looking at them and seeing what people have done. Rob, good evening, Rob, or good morning. Next year I'll have a lavender and blue Christmas with... Oh, yeah. There's a lyric. That's a good song title, isn't it? Have yourself a Merry Christmas. No, good guess, but no, James, sorry. So there we are. Now... So let's go to In the Shop. And you now know that I have redesigned it all. Well, I needed somewhere to sit down, because before I had the trunks that my mum had painted and done up. You know, these wooden trunks, blanket boxes is often what you call them. And since getting rid of that and moving the shop round, you do really need somewhere to sit. We have a lot of customers in their senior years, and you can't expect them to look through pattern books. And also, who likes looking through pattern books standing up? You know, you've got some nice folders, or you've got some nice pattern books, you want to sit down. And if you know the shop, in the back of my shop, I have a table with 5 chairs around, but I'll have morning classes and afternoon social classes. So there's no seating area. So we needed a seat of some sort. Well, Sue Friday, who is on our afternoon Friday group, said, do you fancy this? And let me show you. Let's press this, and let's press... Who is familiar with the telephone table? Pop it in the chat if you are. At home, I know those who are watching live and who can't comment. Are you familiar with the telephone table? I'd never heard of them, even though I'm in an era, or was in an era, where I know what the telephone was before we all had mobile phones. And, well, we've pretty much stopped using our landline. We do have a landline here, but we've now turned the ringer off, so we can't hear it. But the telephone table was obviously in the day, in the hallway, where the telephone would sit on the table, and you'd probably have the yellow pages and the telephone directory book that was about this thick, that you'd often see like the world's strongest man ripping, and that would sit in the drawer, and you would sit, I presume, on the chair as you rang. But it's something I obviously don't get, because you know, you didn't really ring for long, because it was always in the UK world, ring after 6, it's cheaper after 6. So Dinky remembers the telephone table. James, how very yes, you see, I suppose in the 80s for me, the telephone was up on the wall. This has given me, Kim remembers, you had one in the 70s too. Wendy, this is great. But that one was too posh for her house. But this is Sue Friday, so it does suit her. And what was that? I know. Yes. Oops. Sorry. Well, that was her giving it to me, saying, do you want it? So Sue said, do you want it? And I just got huge overtones as well of hyacinth bouquet, keeping up appearances. So I said, I would love it. And And I gave my mum the wonderful task of doing it up. And I said, because at first Sue said, yeah, you can have it. And I didn't know how she would take it when I said, oh, my mum's going to do it up. But she was fabulous. She said, yes, do what you like with it. But she did go, but if it's nice, I'm having it back. So I gave it to my mum. And I think if you've been following the channel for some time, you know my mum is wonderfully creative. It's where I get a lot of my creativity from. She inspired me as a kid. She was into photography. She was into art. And of course, she got that inspiration from her father, my granddad, because he was wonderfully artistic. If you followed my channel before, you'll know he was an amazing calligraphy writer and artist and painter and everything. So it runs through the family. So I gave it to her and said, can you just work your wonders with it? And she has come up trumps. So I've got not a video of how she did it, but I've got a nice little video of before and after. And hopefully you will gasp like I did.
Doesn't matter, it is Christmas in my heart. And I can promise Santa's coming to visit. No, he wouldn't miss this in Christmas times. Oh, and the sunset, it is just getting better on a blanket with the skyline painted in blue. Ooh, yeah, that's what we do. We'll be chilling and having a good time. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the sand. You and me. Doesn't matter, it is Christmas in my heart.
How amazing. It's stunning, isn't it? It literally blew me away when my mum showed it to me. I did that whole, and I know she's great, but it just goes to show, doesn't it, what you can do with a bit of time and a bit of imagination to upcycle it. Yes, granted, it was in good condition already, but the techniques she used of painting over it, and I did write it down to tell you all what she used, but in my terrible unprofessional way, I've lost it. But it was a specific paint that she used, like a chalk paint, but it wasn't an Annie Sloan one. It was this, Dixie Belle. It's just suddenly come to me. I think it was Dixie Belle. And it was called, because I said to her, it'd be nice to have it in the lavender and blue colour, tie everything in. And it was called Dusty Blue. And she got some stencils on it and everything and had a whale of a time. But now it's got a whole new lease of life. And Sue loved it. She did say I want it back, but she said, no, not really. And it's lovely. And I can't help sitting in it and turning into Hyacinth every time. The lady of the house speaking, or Richard. It's just great. And it's lovely. You saw me in nicely blurred out, sat on there. It is just great. Sitting on there and looking through the patterns. Or, as what I've seen in the last week, the lady might be browsing and the husband has been sat there enjoying a rest or two whilst the browsing can go on. So it's wonderful. And I think that fills that space nicely. It's not too big. It's because obviously I've got the window there, and anything bigger would start to get in the way of the window, and you'd see the back of it, and it would sort of perhaps disrupt that nice window display look. But yes, really, really thrilled. Say again, Fizz. Oh, I know. Yes. I knew someone would point that out. Trust me. Those power cords. Yes, I know. When I was looking at it and editing it, I thought, I could have prepared that a bit better, couldn't I? So they're typical. But yes, it's just a nice, I'm really pleased with the shop now. So you come in and you can look at commercial yarn to your left and the patterns. You can look at indie dyed yarn and Hanks to your right, and then you can sit down on the chair and have a rest and a proper browse. without me being in the way, because you know sometimes in a shop you want to browse without the owner being there. It's getting a balance, isn't it? Because you want to obviously acknowledge them coming in and say morning, you know, but you also don't want to get in their way, because there is nothing worse. I'm a shopper as well. There is nothing worse when you can see them looking at you. You don't feel comfortable, and then you end up just leaving. So I can go potter out with the ladies, and they've got the shop to themselves. So it's great. So now, as Fizz has told me, there are a couple more claims, which is wonderful. Lois claims, Christmas claims to fame we're talking about. So if you've just joined us, jot them into the chat and let us know. A bit of fun. Have you had any claims to fame over the Christmas period? Lois says, when I was little, I met a Santa in a department store. I should read these before I put them up. Wonderful. And Jan, you're going to wind me up, aren't you? I love it. Jan, claim to fame years ago, Bob Hoskins dropped in for afternoon tea and was very complimentary about my apple shortcake. I really, really want to believe that. That's proper, yeah? That's great. Love it. Keep them all coming in. If you've got these stories to share, it'd be wonderful to hear from them, hear about them. Get us into that festive spirit. Right, talking about festive spirit, who is watching in their Christmas jumper? James, are you? Let us know. Shame we can't have like live pics. We can see you there. Christmas jumpers are a thing. And I think more so, no, I don't know. Is it in America? I've heard of the trend, because I'm also fabric, ugly sweater. Very much so in Britain, we love the Christmas jumper. I think the two are the same. I don't think they can ever be ugly, really. But this is a little one for you to giggle at. So I'm going to show you a picture. You need to have a guess, if you're new to this, not done it before, guess when the year of the photo was taken. Okay, this is a Christmas garment worn by a celebrity, and when it was taken. If you're at home, just shout it out, compete with who you're sitting next to. If you're sitting next to someone, if you're on your own, just shout it out. I'll hear you. And if you're in the chat, you've got a minute to type it in the chat once the VT is finished. Nothing about that is ugly. I love it. Right, pop them in the chat. What's the year of Matt Damon wearing this fabulous Christmas sweater? There's proper embroidery work going on there, because it clearly is a knit, and then the embroidered work over the top. Maybe a bit of quilting going on. Yes, it is. Yeah. Tacky. Oh, some of them are great though. So pop it in. We're away. 1997, Lois. Dinky, 1999. 2007. Matt Damon, I'll give you a clue. He was doing the promo stuff for a film that he was in. Hey, Sylvain. 1995. Cool. That's an early one. Matt Damon's looking good. Wendy, 2009. Hey, Valerie. Good to have you here. 2003. Any more for guessing that year? 1998, Margaret. Good evening, Margaret. And James, 2010. Well, Matt Damon was doing the rounds for the film, which I'd never heard of. Oh, Jan's gone for 2018. It was called, if I check my schedule, because Fizz has written it down, We Bought a Zoo. We Bought a Zoo. Never heard of it. Clearly was a very good film. Took box office by storm. The answer was 2011. Did we have any winners? Oh, Rob, you were close. 2010. I'm just having a quick look through. You were the closest. if you got it at home and you're not in the chat, well done. If you didn't, there's always next month in January, isn't it? Valerie says, no way. Was it good? Well, to be fair, has Matt Damon done a bad film? You tend to associate him with good films, maybe. There we are. Oh Lord, yeah, we're running behind already. I knew that would happen, but there we are. We did say it was a bit more of a chilled show, didn't we, Fizz? The beauty with Fizz being on the ticker, she can still keep you updated where we are on the schedule, which is great. So let's talk about the Hum Beanie, some knitting, because I say in our Tubedude show, if you watched it, we talked about this pattern, but I literally glossed over it in about 5 minutes. So I thought, let's just give it a bit more airtime now. And always, people don't always watch. They can't watch or they forget. Many people have loads of YouTube subscriptions, and keeping up with them can be quite hard, especially if they're doing, fortnightlies and a long time. There are only so many hours in the day. So let's have a look at the Hum Beanie. Let's go to this one. Oh, there we are. I'll get rid of that and have cheers. Drinking on the job, is that allowed? There we go. So that's the Hum Beanie in a different colourway. I didn't show you this one because I've been knitting. I've got my knitting mojo back well and proper after not knitting for about a year. So this is in Malabrigo Raster, which we've talked about before, and if Fizz might even drop the link into my shop. It's on sale in my shop because I'm having to get rid of it. I won't bore you too much with it, but Malabrigo are changing their European distribution centre, which was in the UK, and they're taking it over to Czechia because of Brexit. So we've lost someone there, and that then obviously means a big 30 quid or something each time I order, and you just can't pass that on to the customer. So I'll have to stop stocking Malabrigo. It's a glorious yarn. It's 100 grams roving merino wool. So there's no, from a, how do you explain it? I know we've got some spinners in the house, Valerie, James, Rob. Roving, it's one ply, isn't it? But you've pulled it. Is there a slight spin in roving? Help me out here, spinners, because I just want to say it's not really spun, but obviously it is spun, but it's not like twisted. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but it is super, super soft. And this is the Hum Beanie pattern by, what's the pattern's name? I forget, Fizz. Can you tell me in my ear? I forget her name. I always want to say Aspen Leaf Knits because she's the other one that uses this really cool right twist. Erin Gates, thank you very much. So Erin Gates is also inspired by this lovely right twist. And it's great because you don't need a cable needle. You are literally knitting the second stitch on your left needle before the first, and there's just a slight twist in it. It is so addictive because everything is in fives. So there is your core base. The fifth one is always the purl, which is snuck in there. And then you have your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, if your fifth one is the purl, then each round the twist just moves on one. So it becomes really, really intuitive to the point where, you know, like you read a good book and you want to turn the page, or when you finish the chapter, you want to read the next one. Or it's a bit like Netflix when you finish an episode of an 8-parter, like Bodies. I've just watched Bodies. hashtag bodies in the chat if you've seen it and you love it. Just put hashtag bodies. I was just blown away with that program on Netflix. And I won't say anything about it other than I thought it was superb and just addicted. You know, when you watch one episode, oh, we could just sneak in another one. Everyone does it, don't they? Well, it was like this. I did one round, but it was so intuitive that I knew what was coming next. Yes, I've got the pattern there, but I could see it. I did another round and I did another one. And then, as I say, before you know it, finished it. You could do it in one evening easily. 7 rows of rib. It was 1, 2, 3, 4 pattern repeats. 1, 2, no, 3 pattern repeats, and then it decreases. Phenomenal. And I've got this here. So if I go back to this one and this one, these are what I made for the crooked dudes, hence the orange. So you can see another one in, let's do that. And can I do that? Is it going to allow me? There we go. It is a film. Will it allow me to play? Sometimes it doesn't want to bear with. Go away. I want to press play, but if I do, oh, that's right. If I do that and that and that, what's that one doing there? No, it's not going to let me do it. This machine is all with layers, and if one layer is higher than the other, I can't press play. It's most frustrating. But you can see, so the orange one, the middle one, is also super chunky. And that was done in big wool from Rowan. But look at the one on the far left there. That was done in worsted. And to be fair for me, it took a little bit more. Once I'd done like the 4th pattern repeat, I was like, oh, I've got to do another one. I've got to do another. So it took a bit of the shine off that. Oh, yes, I want to do another one. I want to do another one. I'm very much super chunky, and I take no problems with that. I know many of you are 4-ply lovers, but there is just it was so quick and immediate. But that stitch definition on the worsted one there in the Katia Merino Aran is exquisite. That was unblocked, and I think if you look closely there, you can see some of the stitches are a bit out. But it's a lovely pattern, and I think I have it. I thought I had it here to show you all because I pressed print, but I know Fizz has dropped it in the link there. It's a wonderful, easy pattern to read, and Erin has put all 3, so you get super chunky, and worsted, and it's beautifully laid out, all makes sense, great pattern. You'll really, really enjoy it for any of those weights, because I know not everyone likes knitting with super chunky. It is in the round though. Simple 9mm, 10mm needles on that smallest 40 centimetre cable. Is that 16 inch? I think it is, isn't it? I've seen some bodies. Yes, very entertaining, wasn't it? James, I'm tempted to try that pattern in socks. Oh, yes, because of that pattern repeat. Those 5, just those blocks of 5, that would work really well. Or actually, yeah, you could just have lots of blank stocking stitch and maybe one column on either side of the stock. As you could do the whole thing, but you could be really clever with that, couldn't you? Oh, hey, Lynn. I know people join at any time. Upstate New York. Is it snowing? Because you're normally cold at this time of year in New York. It's normally very cold, isn't it? Yes, so there we go. So, right, yes, I did say about this, didn't I? Ideas on roving. It's a single ply with twist added but not tight. Yes, that's right. If you did pull really hard, it would tease out, but you've still got to pull really hard. But yes, so there's just a twist just to keep it all together, I suppose. James says I'd call it a single as well. Oh, okay. Oh, look at this. Lots of experience and knowledge. Not too much twist. Usually pulls apart. That's exactly what I just said. Yay. we know our stuff, don't we? It is a lovely pattern, and it works really well. So there we go. Oh, hey, Jill. No, well, does it matter? We're going on for a bit longer, so you'll still get your hours worth. Right, where are we, Fizz? I'm yapping. Oh, yes, your gallery. As always, you've been sending your pictures in, and we've got lots to show. And a variety, which is what I really like looking at. We've got some big things, we've got some little things, we've got some intricate things. And actually, speaking, Jill, you've timed it just right. Your Scooby sensors. No, not Scooby. Who is it? It's not Scooby sensors, is it? Because Scooby-Dooby-Doo is a dog. Oh, someone will let me know. Someone's, whatever sensors they are, Jill, because you're in the gallery. Lovely to see. And Rob's in the gallery too. I nicked your socks because they were so good, Rob. So enjoy. Get you. Have you got to fill up? Because no typing, because Fizz obviously types during the gallery. Sit back. Give your fingers a break. If you're sat at home watching live and you're not commenting, now's the chance to put your knitting down and just look at and appreciate. You may be inspired too of all the fabulous work that you Woolpatchers have been making. Excuse me. That's a good way to go into the link after the last month. Wonderful things, hey? And Deborah's towards the end there, hot right off the needle. She emailed me them about 4 o'clock and said, oh, hope I'm not too late for the gallery. No, that was perfect. I was able to slot them in to the end of the film, as you saw there, and then Fizz added it too. And what about the door bow too? James, all your makes, the advent calendar and the quilt. The quilt looked stunning. The socks are so many great makes there. And as I say, of a wide variety of things. Brilliant, always great to see. And you're getting so good at tagging now. Actually, the tag is better than the hashtag because the tag actually notifies me. Before the hashtag, I would have to go and look for them. Whereas the tag, I get a message to say that you've made a picture. And that's great. And you can put the tag in your comments if you don't want it in your description, because I know people are quite precious about their descriptions. Or you could tag the picture too. It's just wonderful, especially when many of you, I know, when you post pictures of your finished objects, you actually give the details. because you never know. You never know, someone might be watching and go, I love that. I want to make that. And most of the comment blurbs, when you give details, are from someone on Instagram too. You can find all those by going to www.thewoolpatch.com/gallery. Fizz has got it in the link there already. And you can read everyone's blurb. So if you liked the look of a particular pattern, fingers crossed, there'll be the blurb for it. Sometimes there's not, but that doesn't matter. If you really like it, you can, at least you know the name, you could also message them. So Rob, you might be getting some DMs if people want that pattern. It was a lovely sock pattern. And how nice was it seeing penny socks, all 3 of the West Yorkshire Spinners Christmas edition yarns. So you had the newest one at the front there, the Nutcracker, which is their current Christmas sock yarn, the special edition. And then the middle one, you had a couple of years back, Christmas Vintage, which is like the Quality Street. And then the top one was last year's, wasn't it? It was Gingerbread. So, so many there. You can't not be inspired. And also to acknowledge the incredible talents of you all. And that's what it is, because this work that we create with our fingers is phenomenal. It's a skill, it's a craft, it's a proper, what do we call them, artisan, isn't it? Right, shall we have some competition now? We've got a competition for you, and we've also got to pick the tube dudes. So let's go straight into it. And for this, we need to go a bit of orange. So I'm really big. Let's just change the focus there. Is that focused? I think I'm a bit blurred. I'm a bit big. Sorry, everyone. Trouble is, I haven't got an arm long enough. There we go. Right, the crooked men, or the as we were calling them, the crooked dudes, were on our fabulous show that we did with all the other tube dudes. That was great fun. Really enjoyed doing that. And I loved the crossover at the end when we all came together. But we were privileged to have the 2 come on and give up their time, tell us their story, tell us about their house, and their costumes that you can see there. And of course, their calendar. Well, they were so kind, they gifted us a whole calendar for you to win. Yeah, indeed. Let's. Should we have a look at another month? Which month should we have a look at, Fizz? Oh, January? My birthday. Oh, that's a little hint there. There we go. Oh, it's that picture. Oh no, let's have another one, Fizz. Pick another one. Yeah. Pick another one, Fizz. June. That's not Fizz's birthday. Juin. Juin? Oh, that's a perfect, very topical chosen one, Fizz. That's the Crooked House. Oh, look, and you can see him. That reminds me of Bonjour. Bonjour, the opening from Beauty and the Beast. There goes the baker with his tray, like always. Right, so competition time. To win this calendar, there. To win it, if you would like to win this calendar, all you've got to do is, let's go back out of there, because I'm looking way too big, aren't I? That's better. If you want to win this fabulous calendar, too much sherry. All you have to do is go to the Google form and give us the answer to this question. And I think I have to go back for this to work again. Oh, right. I've got to go back to orange. The question is, push the button. When was the Crooked House built? If you were watching live on Tubedudes, you will have heard them say it. Whether you've remembered it is another thing. you can easily find it out if you want the calendar. It depends on how much you want it, doesn't it, really? But yes, when was the Crooked House built? That's all you got to do. You go to the form. Where is it? There. The link is pinned to the top. So just look at the top. It should just be there staring at you. Yeah, I'm having a look at it there. If you want it, you just put in the date of when it was built, and then we will do the draw in January, and we'll get it to you in January, because we normally do the show mid-month, don't we? So you'll still get a couple of weeks of January's worth, and we'll send it to you. And we will send it to you wherever you are, because the two do ship abroad. So this is not just UK. So if you win and you're in America or you're in New Zealand, like I know some of you are, although actually some of you are European, New York, yeah, and European. So you can, if you want to have a chance of winning the calendar, just go to that form. Now, shall we actually do some competition winners? Shall we pick some competition winners, Fizz? Are you ready? Yeah. Oh, is it? Oh, your ticker is... We've just done that one, haven't we? Now who's slow for once? So I'm... Does that make me ahead of schedule? For once. Remarkable. I'm ahead. Right, let's do some competition winners. Let's press this button and fingers crossed. Yes, that's it. Tubedude's competition winner. Got some Christmas music on. We had about 16 entries to our competition, which was the word scramble. We showed you lots of letters throughout the show. You then had to put them together to work out what the song was. But as I say, we didn't give anyone any clues, did we? Whoops. But 14 people managed to re-scramble them into the song, and it was one of my favourites. I suppose song might have been misleading because you all thought they had words to it, but it was Mike Oldfield and In Dulce Jubilo, you know. And I think it might have lyrics. Is there another version? Sweet good men rejoicing, something like that, isn't it? Something like that, or have I just made that up? But 14 people got it. There were a couple. Sheila, you sadly got it wrong. And Rochelle, bless her, she just put the letters back to us and said, I got stumped on all the letters. Sorry, Rochelle, or Rachel, how you say it. Sorry, we couldn't help you there. I should have given more clues. But anyway, 14 people. You might be watching live. Is your name on there? If you're picked, you will win whatever it was that you were interested in, whether it's a knitting pattern, whether it's a crochet pattern, or whether it's a sewing pattern. We will treat you to whatever it is. So you might like something from Merchant and Mills, or you might like something from Ravelry, and it's you might want the Hum Beanie, and then I'll buy it, I'll pay for it, and gift it to you on Ravelry. That's how it works. So. Are we sitting? Oh, Margaret there. You're there, Margaret. I know, Margaret, you're watching. And Lois, you got it right. So it could be you. There we go. Look, James says it does have sung. It does have sung. It does have some. You've sung it lots. Right, they are. I'm not going mad. Right, drum roll, everyone. I'm going to. Oh, let's get rid of James first. Ready? I'm going to press and spin it now. Oh, I knew this would... We even tested this, didn't we, Fizz? I am pressing click. Okay. We did test it. Honest truth, we did tech this. It's worked before. I'm going to have to press refresh. Why is that not working? Click to spin. I'm clicking it. Right, just sing to the music for a bit. There you go. Right, bear with. I'm going to have to push another button. Right, now try. No. It's not having anything. Why is that not working? Right. Oh, I don't know what the problem was. I think maybe... Right, I'm going to press refresh again. Right, I'm going to give me 30 seconds on this. Go and have... fill up your glass. Go and get another mince pie. Right, share. I have to go into another program. Copy link. Back to this program. Back to this one. Edit. Technology, eh? And we were so good. Right, refresh. Here we go. Right. It won't let me press enter. I am flummoxed. I am proper flummoxed. Now, if you've watched us do this before, we've done it with Tubedude last year. Worked a treat. I'm sure we've did it for the sewing bee competition too. Why is that not working? I'm going to just reveal all. I've covered that up. Right. Oh, there we go. We got there. We got there. We got there. Is it Terry? Oh, that was painful. If you were watching that, I'm so sorry. But we got there. Terry, you are the winner. You will be winning whatever it was you request on your form. Fizz will go into that form and have a look. We will then contact you via the email that you put, and we'll leave a message in the description below, and then you can get your choice of whatever it is that you want. Phew. Do you know what? I'm having a swig. We got there. So well done. If you watch Tubedudes, thank you for spending the time with us. Thank you for taking the time to join in and have a bit of fun. Those 14 responses, your messages in... You didn't have to leave a message at the bottom, but it was really, really nice reading those messages. Great, it's wonderful. It's a lovely little community we're developing, and it's nice that you took the time to invest to watch. I hope you get something out of it. Right, let's have a quick look. Have we got any more claims to fame? If you're watching or you've just joined in, I'm asking people for your Christmas claims to fame. Have you met someone in a coffee shop, maybe? Or did you bump into someone walking down the high street? So I'm just going to have a quick look. Have we got any more? Have you seen any more, Fizz? Oh yes. Oh sorry, I've got to do that. Yeah, I think it's maybe because we've got a ticker refresh. Right, I've done that. How about that? There we go. Is that on now, Fizz? I pressed refresh. I think we've got too many things running along here. Right, shall we... well, you can't see Fizz's ticker, but it's the news. So we have some news. We've got some good news for you too. Let's have some news in brief. And for this first item, we've gone all peach. Because... Yes, if you're a Pantone fan, let me get my script. If you're a Pantone fan, this time of year, they always release what they think, the colour of the year and how that will affect. So this for 2024, the colour of the year is Peach Fuzz. And I think I'm loving it because 2023, which we did, would you believe, this time last year, was magenta. But this is Peach Fuzz. And they say Peach Fuzz is a velvety, gentle peach whose all-embracing spirit enriches heart, mind and body. And there are full details on their website. Fizz will put the link in if you want to read more about Peach Fuzz. And they say Pantone wanted to turn to a colour that could focus on the importance of community and coming together with others. A colour whose warm and welcoming embrace conveyed a message of compassion and empathy. And I suppose you get that idea of nurturing comes through. I think that's almost like... you know, those, can you remember those adverts? What advert was it when you had the soft, comfy towels and, I think it was Lenore, wasn't it? It would plummet in and feel all comfy, cosy. or a baby, a snuggle, the dandelion, you kind of sort of associate that with softness, don't you? Or the breeze blowing through the air. So it certainly comes across as cosy. So perhaps we'll be seeing Peach Fuzz over the coming years, whether we'll see it in websites, whether we'll be seeing it in clothing, in design, who knows. So there we are. That's that number one. Let's have our next one. We'll keep the peach background theme going. Buttons. Les Garçons, are you a fan of Vincent and Max? Well, big news for them because they're opening a bricks and mortar shop in Montreal. They released a Instagram statement and it was on Max's feed saying they've been keeping the secret for a long time, I'm sure, because of the effort that goes into finding a building and then sorting out all the regulations and everything, and then having to turn it into the shop that you want. But they say, and I've got a bit of blurb here for you from Instagram, our bricks and mortar shop will feature an exclusive selection of our most beloved yarns, and they're also carefully curated to cater to the diverse needs and preferences of our customers. So it should be exciting. And finally, the most important thing, we envision our store not just as a retail space, but as a community hub. Hear to that. Because retail won't survive on selling alone. You have to offer more. That's one of the first things I learned, and I'm now in retail. This is my 7th year. You have to offer more than just selling. So that's certainly a big thing there. As a community hub, look forward to exciting events, workshops and gatherings. And that's what keeps our shop going for sure, the social side. In fact, that's actually more important now than the yarn itself. The coming together, the knitting, the creation and the community. Love it, absolutely love it. So good luck to them. If you're that way, keep your eyes peeled, and I'm sure it's knowing Max and his design skills, it's going to look phenomenal. And I presume that's a little hint there of the shop. It had to be black, didn't it, or dark? And the next one, you're gonna love this one. When I saw it, I was like, oh, let's get rid of that. Look. Stars in crochet, hence where I came up with the idea of the Christmas claims to fame. So there you've got Shawn Mendes in an amazing crochet garment, and then yes, Jason Momoa, what's his name, Aquaman, and what was he in Game of Thrones, and that tribe. Can you remember, Fizz? Khal Drogo? Or was it? Yeah. Looking stunning. And if I just read my notes here, this is recent, as in the last 2 weeks. Jason Momoa is in crochet, which he bought from someone called Tosha Marie and on Instagram. If you search Jason Momoa, you'll see that, and then you can find her Instagram. Classic granny squares, and he's bought a couple of them and he's modelling them. Looks absolutely brilliant. But Sean, in that crochet number, I've been hunting and hunting and hunting. Can't find who the designer is. If you're good at that sort of thing, hunting on social media, let me know. But yes, you can guess where we're going with this. I've already given it to Colin and it's on our things to copy. And we're going to be making that for spring. So that's going to be a show starter. I reckon March or April. We're going to have our own Shawn Mendes crochet floral cardigan because it's a stunner. Absolutely love it. Right, let's go back to yellow. That's the news. Right. Say again. Dinky, have you? Right. I'm just... there we go. Let's have a look. We've been talking about Christmas claims to fame all evening. My only claim to fame is Kevin MacLeod from the house renovations. Well, that is one of my favourite programmes, Dinky Crafts. I think the whole world knows Kevin, don't they? Because he's been doing that programme for so long. Love it. Absolutely love it. Well, we can make it Christmassy, can't we? Right, the charts. Some of you have been battering at the door saying, where's week 51 of the chart, Stuart? It's always out on Sunday. Yes, sorry, I was at the panto. Come on, I want to hear you. Oh, no, you weren't. That's what you say. Oh, yes, I was. Oh, yes, I was. I went to London with Ting to watch a Christmas panto. It was a bit of a naughty panto. It was an adult gay-themed panto. Absolutely hilarious. So we've moved the charts to Wednesday. However, to keep it proper and fair, we still took the screenshots and the charts at the same time as we always do on Sunday. Wonderful. Fizz did it for me and then passed me it all and I made the film in retrospect. So it's taken at the same time as every other week. We've been doing these charts. Would you believe Fizz? I can't believe it. We started January the 1st. I came up with the idea in December and we trialed it a couple of times between me and Fizz and we said, should we do it? Should we do it? Can we do it for the whole year? I think I got to March and we saw some of the views. They weren't as high as they could be. And I was like, oh, do you think it's worth it? And Fizz went, we said we're going to do it all year. We're going to do it all year. I was like, yes, Captain. So we carried on. And actually, it's been wonderful doing it, regardless of how many views it gets, because it's shown me an insight as to what's been popular, what's appearing, what people are looking at. And that's what we use. We use Ravelry's Hot Right Now feature. You go to patterns, you click on advanced search, drop the drop down box down and choose Hot Right Now. And that algorithm is literally looking at the views on particular patterns. So it's got nothing to do with who's added it to their queue or who's done it as a finished product or anything. It is literally what people are looking at. So we're going to show you now week 51 out of 52 because we've got one more to go. It's the penultimate week. So what is everyone looking at? And as always, I think we're going to start with crochet. Yeah, Fizz? Crochet charts. So this is what was on Sunday. If you go to Hot Right Now, I know it will be a bit different because obviously it changes. But what people were looking at for week 51 in the crochet world. Oh, I know. I'm going to get detention, aren't I? Oh, clearly not having a good day with tech. No, don't worry. Missing plugins isn't the new latest craze. Oh dear, my my computer's clearly failing me. Interesting to see. I always find the crochet charts vary quite a lot, but recently that Tatiana one had been number one. The mystery one that she's been running has been number one for the last 2 weeks on a trot. So seeing that go down to the bottom of the charts and new things coming up, always fascinating. And as I say, I think we've had this conversation before. I think the crochet chart seems to be very, very varied too in content, whether it's a garment or whether it's a toy and whatnot. Whereas I find knitting always seems to be more just garments. And similar garments too. But there we are. Let's take a look at the knitting charts. We haven't seen the ranunculus for some time, which is kind of weird because it had been popping up nearly every week for the whole year. Will it appear for week 51? Let's take a look. Amazing ones there, and a lot of new designers that I've not seen. And that's what's been so good about doing the charts. I've been compiling them, and Fizz has been writing them down on a spreadsheet. We have 51 weeks of top tens, and it's been fascinating to see, oh, that's a new designer. Oh, that's a great pattern. And then add it to a list. And we did that recently with... Oh, what were we talking about, Fizz? I want to say Blood Moon, but it's not, is it? Is it Blood Moon? Blood Moon by... Oh, so I put her on the spot there. Lisa Much. Or Munch. Much. And we saw it and I was, oh, that looks really good. Fizz looked at it and went, oh, that looks really good. And when we were talking about it, it was free at the time. So she got the free download and has finished it. So we may have a finished object coming from Fizz next month as we see her version of Blood Moon. And that's been the beauty of doing the charts. We've had a conversation about what happens for 2024. We've got very quick at making the charts. So actually from a time point of view, it doesn't take too much time up. So we're weighing up what to do for 2024. If it's something that you like to see, if you are enjoying the charts, give us some feedback on it. Let us know in the comments below or in the live chat here, or if you're watching on replay, type it into the comments below and let us know, and we'll have a look at that as we take stock of what features carry on and sometimes what features have to stop and to bring in new features. But it's certainly been interesting compiling them because I've learned so many new designers. And that leads us on nicely to our show next week. Oh, yes, so just think about it. 52 weeks. This time next week, we'll have 52 weeks worth of data. So we have an awful lot of charts to bring to you, like maybe who has appeared the most across 52 weeks. Are you excited? I've done you a special little trailer to talk about next week's show. Join me next Wednesday live on YouTube between Christmas and New Year as we take a look at the best knitting and crochet patterns of 2023. All year we've been using the Hot Right Now advanced search feature on Ravelry to see what you are looking at knitting and crochet wise. We've got loads of data to compile together to make some charts. For instance, who's had the most appearances and which pattern has been in the charts each week over and over again. And with you joining us live means we can share your favourite pattern too. Hope you can join us then. How exciting. Now, did you see Fizz's amazing document there? How much data have we got? Loads. So I am really excited. A live show where we'll go through all those. So who, as I say, which designer over 52 weeks will be number one? Who has been in the charts the most? And which pattern? Because we have seen some patterns, and you know, we've talked about the ranunculus. It's appeared many times. Has it appeared the most over 52 weeks? Or is there another pattern that's been just appearing sort of in the background that you've forgotten about, but it's consistently there? And also, as I say, which designers had the most number ones? Now, we've already got some of that data, as obviously as you know, and we're going to have two special guests. So excited. I've already spoken to them because obviously I know the winners because they're so far in front, no one can chase them. So we've got two special guests, one from the knitting world and one from the crochet world, because obviously we've got the knitting charts and the crochet charts. So the show is going to sort of be divided into two all the way through. Be about an hour long, maybe a little bit more. But we've got two wonderful interviews of the ones of two winners, and you will love them. You will love them. We've obviously edited all and everything, and I was just, some of the interviews I was just like, oh, I'm not too sure whether that's too long. So I got Fizz to double check them and watch over them, as you do with your producer. And she had a pen and paper ready, didn't you, Fizz? You had it to hand and ready to make notes to go, oh, perhaps cut this bit, or perhaps cut that bit, perhaps that didn't work. She said, oh my word. I was so intrigued with listening to them. I didn't write any notes. So I just thought, well, there you go. That's a good sign. So you've got some lovely interviews with two amazing winners, two amazing designers. What have they won? You'll have to tune in next week to see. But we'll be doing it live as well. So if you want to come along, if you're interested in crochet patterns and knitting patterns, please come along and join in, because we are just talking about that. And in the chat, especially live, it would be nice to share patterns. So if you've got your ultimate favourite crochet pattern, or if you've got your ultimate favourite knitting socks pattern, or if you've got your favourite knitting cardigan, whatever, come with that knowledge and we can share it all in the chat, and then we can share that to everyone else. So you're going to get something in return on that show for sure. Very specific, but if you like talking about patterns and want to find out a new pattern, or maybe even share knowledge about pattern, that's a great pattern to do because you can do this, this and this. Then tune in. Literally this time. So once next week you've had Christmas Day, you've had Boxing Day, and then Wednesday here, same time. It's been funny doing it midweek. I have to say I've quite enjoyed doing it midweek, Fizz. So that's next week. So that's going to be a great show. Right, now before we finish, Christmas cast on. Let's just chill it down a bit. I want to show you my Christmas cast on because I have done it. Oh, no, not that. And certainly not that. Look, everyone. Let's get rid of Barbara. There you go. Can you see it? Oh, I need to let's move it a bit. So there we go. That's a bit better, isn't it? And make me arrow to see where to put it. Can you guess what it is? There we go. So we have it. It starts off flat. It's a top-down pattern. Starts off flat. Oh, can you spot that? Yeah, a good old raglan maybe. Then it comes round to the front. Look at that sort of ribbing effect. There's the other raglan. Got one more pattern repeat to come down to about here, and then I'll be joining in the round to do the main yoke. Do you want to see what it is? I push this button and go, know me in the buttons. There we go. How cool is that? Love it. Now, some of you are going, oh, I'm sure that's similar to a pattern you did before. It is actually that Irene knitted for me in the wonderful West Yorkshire Spinners. But it's just slightly different. The top bit is different. And it's that I just love. Look at that. It looks like a slip stitch, but it's not. And it looks like a rib, but it's not. It's just a variation. Can we blow this up? I wonder if I can blow him up a bit. Unlock. There. Oh. Wonderful. So you can see. Oh, no, not that. Let's hide that. You can see the bit where I am. And I love it. Especially that detail there. And then, of course, perfect Christmas knit, isn't it? Because you can then just get lost in those rounds and rounds. Oh, no, I can't point to it. It's the round of stocking stitch after you've done it. So I'm looking forward to doing that. Rob says, oh, no, we've got to bring him down, haven't we? Let's do that. Get everything in the right order there. What a great sweater. It's a great one. And who did I say it was? Oh, I've lost her name already. Oh, that was on the other slide. Alicia Plummer. Susan. Hey, Susan. Just joined. Great to have you, no matter what. Is that lavender and blue? It isn't, sadly. No, I thought I'll just use some old stuff that I got in the shop. It's not very good for selling. One of the ladies at the shop said, Stuart, you really should do it in yarn that you're intending to sell. Like that, that would be proper business-like, wouldn't it? But this is some old blue, I want to say Triskelion yarn that wonderful Sue Thursday gifted to me because she said it was lovely yarn, an indie dyer. So I'm doing it, and I thought, it'll be, away, no product linked to the shop, just be me knitting away, and I can't wait to do. Richard, broken ribbing, brilliant. Thank you. Learned something now. Yeah, that's right, because the back row is all purl. It's not all the wrong side. It's not knit purl all the time. Love it. Brilliant. No way. No way. Fizz just told me you think you've found out Shawn Mendes' shirt. Margaret. Is that you? Is that Margaret? Margaret. Proper sleuth. You're like with your magnifying glass out. Shawn Mendes' shirt, bowed red Winchester Rocher. No way. Right. We're Googling it now. She's got the link in the chat. Right. I'm clicking the link. I'm having a live look. $1,720. Too right. Yeah, that's handmade. You'll have to wait till the person makes it. Does that mean I've got to pay Colin that amount of money? Well done on finding that. So who is that Inku? Is that a design? Who was that? Oh no, I get into trouble now because I don't know whether that's ending up being actual couture crochet or whether people are getting paid the, well, at that price, hopefully people are getting paid to make it. But well done on finding that. I'll definitely be crocheting our own though, rather than spending that. Yes, that's clearly designed. Well, it would be if Sam Mendes is wearing it. Well, there we are. Look, everyone. What a show. Yep, it's on Instagram. Oh, it's also in the same price in the UK. Oh, right. Well, brilliant. Well, come March, I will be wearing it, or April. That's on our list of things to do. Well, there we are. That's our Christmas show done. How are you all feeling? Have you got everything ready? If you do the whole presents thing, have you got them all done? Are they wrapped up? I've seen my presents under the tree already. I'm very excited. Wonder what it will be. I'm hoping it might be some tech stuff for the computer. Clearly need it with what's going on. Did our ticker work anymore, Fizz? Or did it go kaput? I think there might be a bug with the program. I have wonderful software. Pay for the software, which the Google Ads money goes into, because you have to pay for the software to use it. And they're constantly doing updates and finding new things. So it is wonderful. But you know what? I enjoy doing it. You enjoy watching. You're still here watching it. Lovely hanging with you wherever you are. It's Christmas time. I hope you have a fabulous time. If you're celebrating, if you're just having a holiday, have a great time. Just sitting, watching, eating, gathering with friends, or just staying on your own. I'm seeing my folks on Boxing Day, and then it's just staying at home, just enjoying TV and doing lots of knitting. And then I'm going to have a finished object in the gallery. Ooh, should we push for February? Yes, come on, we'll power through. Hope you're feeling... Yeah, we can get it February. Yeah, Fizz says that. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been a wonderful year of having you join in and watch. Love having your company. Love that you invest the time to watch. It's been quite nice on a Wednesday evening. Don't think there's much on telly. As I say, it really impacts on the shop. If you visit the shop and you come into the shop, your custom is greatly valued. So many people in the YouTube chat here. If you're in the YouTube chat and you're seeing these W's, well, that's because they've become a YouTube Woolpatch member. On the Woolpatch page, you might see a button that says join. And that means, like many of these channels do, or other websites where, like Patreon, you have a subscription. It's YouTube's method where you can support that channel. So if you click join on the Woolpatch, you can join for, I think it's $4.99 or £4.99. And it takes that, it's like a cup of coffee, yes. Or as I say, if you were... because some of you aren't local, but you want to support bricks and mortar and support my shop, it's like you coming into my shop to buy one ball of wool a month, which when you say it like that, it doesn't seem really much, but it has a huge impact. We've got a lot more members now, certainly from Tubedudes, even more, but you can see the members there. So the people with W's after the name, thank you very much for choosing to invest, because it does have an impact. And some of you have been members for more because they change colour the longer the member you've been. So you can see some of the members there. And I know YouTube is really trying to bring in ways where your community can get involved and share. And I know money is tight. I know the cost of living that we've got on at the moment with inflation, though thankfully coming down. So you choosing to give a cup of coffee, you know it's going into the shop. It goes, and as I say, is paying those bills. At the moment, it's all right, but as I say, with yarn here in the UK, come the clock's changing, it can slow quite down because everyone's out enjoying the weather. Though not enjoying this weather because it's cold and nice and snug. So get your fire on, get your pyjamas on. We'll get ready for work tomorrow because we normally do it on a Sunday and I have Monday off. So get ready for work tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a fabulous Christmas. Do lots of knitting so you can go back in the new year to your local yarn shop and buy even more yarn. It's been wonderful having you join us. Happy Christmas, Fizz, too. Have a super time. And don't forget, next week, come and join us for the live show where we talk about patterns. It'd be great to have your input and talk about all the different patterns out there and your favourite patterns. Thanks, everyone. Have a very, very Merry Christmas. A little bit of sherry left. I'm going to raise my glass to you and say cheers. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas, everyone. Have a good one.